butter the left, sir. Butter the corn. Instead of just butter and better be butter, and just as sure as you were born. Peel a potato, chop up a chive. Glasses are glimmering, sauces are simmering, jumping and jamming to the jive. We gotta get down to business, sister. You know that it's true. Church basement ladies got an awful lot of cooking to do.
Hello, I'm Sonny Reinhardt with Tellico Community Playhouse, and I am very excited to share with you some information about our next show, Church Basement Ladies. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that in just a moment, but I wanted to introduce to you the guests for today. First, I have Barbara Schmidt, who is the accompanist for this production, Dennis Loy, who is the director of this production, and Debbie Mayberry, who is one of the 5-member ensemble cast of this production. And again, we're so excited. This has been long in coming. We had planned to do Church Basement Ladies in the ominous year of 2020, and we were able to reschedule and put it into this season, which was the perfect timing because we were able to gather up the right people both on and off stage, and you are going to be thoroughly entertained by it. The other exciting thing about this is we haven't done a musical since 2018, so we are thrilled to be able to do this for our audience members. Now, I do have a question, first of all, for Dennis. Why Church Basement Ladies? There are a lot of musicals out there. Why was this one the one you chose?
Well, you're exactly right. It was pre-COVID that I was trying to decide what we were going to do, and I had a musical picked. One of the challenges is the fact that we have a small theater, so we can't do something like The King and I with the cast like that. I was up in Virginia at the Barter Theater. I'd already picked the musical, and then I saw Church Basement Ladies, and I just, as I say in my notes in the playbill, I said after the first scene, I said, that's it. This is the one we're going to do. 5 casts, wonderful characters, wonderful music, different styles of music. It was a challenge to get this thing off the ground because of COVID, etc. But we did it. And as I say, and again in my notes, I have the best cast and the best crew that you could possibly get.
Absolutely. Now, another question for you is you have a lot of experience directing all different kinds of arts. So you are the director of the Village Singers here in our village. What is the difference or the challenges between directing a choir versus directing a musical?
Well, one of the things that I do with the musical is obviously you've got to be able to sing. So even before we would go on stage, I had them rehearse for about 3 weeks, just music, constantly pounding away at those notes, which is what I do with the choir. So that part of it is achieved either way, with the choir or with this. And then once we got the music going, then it was a matter of getting them on stage and then starting to worry about blocking. And I'm sure Debbie's going to talk about the fact that you've got blocking and you've got movement and you've got music, and I got to walk and chew gum at the same time, and I've got to dance. And so there's a vast difference between that and standing quietly and singing and looking at me the whole time. Although they should be looking at me at this production too.
Absolutely. Now, Barbara, I have a similar question to you. You're an accompanist,
yes,
and you've done choirs and soloists and groups and all the rest of that. Is there a difference between accompanying a choir, and you are the accompanist for the Village Singers,
yes,
and working with a cast in a musical? What is that like?
The simple answer is there is no difference.
Okay.
The role of the accompanist is to follow the director. And I've worked with Dennis a number of years now, so I'm used to his style. And if you think about a longer answer, the difference here, since this is a musical, is there's times we try to achieve a little bit different sound for the keyboard. And I had a bright idea for this one song that we had to record off-site in order to maintain the integrity of that piece.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, I see, and that's the thing. There's surprises in, I think, a musical theater that you may not see in other types of venues.
Absolutely.
Now, I do have a question for Debbie. You have been on stage many, many times. You've been in musicals. You've been in straight plays. You played all different kinds of characters. What about Vivian has kind of touched your heart?
Well, Vivian is a multi-dimensional kind of character. She comes across at first like a she's a staunch defender of the church basement code, but there's a soft, tender part of her, and it's interesting as an actress to see that unfold as the story unfolds.
Beautiful. Now, Dennis has already mentioned that because of the size of our stage, we don't do some of those traditional musicals that have, 50 cast members and ensembles. It is the 5 of you. And you have obviously worked together for quite a few weeks now. How has it been working with your 4 fellow stage actors?
We're pretty much like a family.
That's true.
We work together, we support, we tease, we're having a good time. And it's a lot of work. It's a big challenge for all of us, but there's a unity there that you just don't get every time you do a play.
And I think what you have been able to put together with the direction of Dennis is going to definitely play out for the audience because of the story. These 5 people truly are family in what they do at this church. So I think that what you've been able to accomplish is really going to be just illustrated. And I'm very excited for our audience members to see what you've done. Now I have one last question, and this is for all 3 of you, and we'll start with Barbara and go to Dennis and go to Debbie. I say this a lot, that we are very blessed in the Knoxville area to have all kinds of entertainment opportunities, concerts and plays and musicals. So as people are putting together their entertainment calendar for October, why should they make Church Basement Ladies a priority?
Because it's just fun.
Okay, that's a good answer. Dennis?
Well, a lot of the community theaters around here aren't able to do musicals. And to walk into that, particularly somebody who has never been here, if they walk into that theater and they look up and they see the lights and they see everything that we have, actors have done the same thing where they've been in another community and they come here and say, wow. In fact, one of my actresses said, now, I'll be doing my makeup, and I said, no, we have someone on staff. And they go, on staff? You have a, wow. So I just think everybody's going to love it. It's just so much fun. And it has been since 2018.
I was going to say.
Yeah, that's a little bit old, isn't it? I'm not that old. But, and the tickets are going very well, but they've really got to get going on it.
Yep. Debbie?
We're just a little island out here in Loudoun County that just does excellent art and excellent music and excellent, we're just a wonderful group of people that all strive together to please not only ourselves but our audience, and that's why you should come, because we're going to make you happy.
Absolutely. You will be happy. When you come to see Church Basement Ladies, you're going to laugh, you're going to tap your toes, you may find yourself humming along with some of the songs, and you will be thoroughly entertained. So please come and see us. Tickets are on sale now. I wanted to thank these wonderful people for coming and spending time out of their, right now, very busy schedules. And I also wanted to thank Tellico Village Network for just supporting our theater. We are so grateful for being able to tell our stories through them. Come and see the show. We'll see you then.
Get out of the kitchen. Hundreds of women, hundreds of men. Soon we'll be eyeing the cake and the pie. Now each is room enough for 10. We need a hustle. We know that we're needing a miracle before we can hear.